morning. 1 minute. Please be seated. Welcome, everyone. Thank you. You would all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Before we proceed with our assembly, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge a significant loss in our community. This week, we lost a cherished member of our student body, Wynn Gay. In times like these, it is important for us to come together as a community, to support one another, and remember the impact that Wynn had on our lives. I invite each of you to take a moment of silence with me now. Let us reflect on Wynn's life, the memories we shared, and the joy they brought to our community. Thank you. Let us continue to keep Wynn's family and friends in our thoughts and support one another as we navigate this difficult time. Okay. Next, we'll hear from the superintendent, Dr. Joey Page.
Well, good morning, everyone. I want to welcome our students, our staff, family, caregivers, friends, and community of Austin and beyond, and all of our alumni. We're so glad to be here today to celebrate with you all and share the joy that we all feel. Today, once again, we honor 2 alumni for their professional and community contributions. Each homecoming week, the Austin Public Schools honors outstanding alumni with the Distinguished Alumni Award. The vision of the Austin Public Schools is to prepare all learners to make a difference in the world. And although those words were written several years ago after our inductees walked the halls, the staff who worked with our distinguished alumni embodied that mission, and I want to thank them for their dedication. As soon you will hear, these 2 have continue to make contributions and make a difference in the world. As our mission states, it is to inspire, empower, and accelerate. And after hearing about their achievements, I'm reminding you, students, that is your responsibility as a Packer. It's an honor to be here today as we induct Jason Baskin, the class of 2002, and the late Gertrude Ellis Skinner, the class of 1881, are the 2024 Distinguished Alumni as selected by the Austin High School Alumni and Friends Association. Thank you.
So homecoming is about school spirit, reconnecting with friends and teachers, and having fun, and especially welcoming back our alumni. Randy Forrester, who is here on behalf of Gertrude Ellis Skinner, and Jason Baskin, we would like to honor your presence today by serenading you with a song from our AHS choir.
Good morning, Austin High School and visitors. My name's Katie Carter. I'm the activities director here, and I have the pleasure of telling you a little bit about our our inductees today and sharing some facts, fun facts about the year that they graduated. So, to proceed with the Distinguished Alumni 2024, the goal of this program is to promote positive role models for students at Austin High School. There is a set of criteria that needs to be met in order to be selected. You must be an alum of Austin High School who's been out of school for a minimum of 10 years prior to the nomination, must have contributed to society in an exemplary manner. They must have achieved outstanding success in any of the following: business, a profession, the arts, humanitarian efforts, or community service. The candidates are nominated and then chosen by a selection committee. First inductee, Jason Baskin, class of 2002. And our second inductee, Gertrude Ellis Skinner, class of 1881. A little bit about Jason from 2002. Okay, a couple of fun facts about the year 2002. American Idol premiered with Kelly Clarkson being the winner. The euro became the currency in 12 countries. The average web surfer spent 46 minutes a day online, and it took 12 and a half minutes to download a song. A Taco Bell bean burrito was only 69 cents. And minimum wage in the year 2002 was $6.75 an hour. The year 2001-2002 at Austin High School, there were 274 graduates in the class of 2002. Austin lost its homecoming game to Rochester Century 14-12. A little bit about Jason. In his senior year in 2001-2002, he was a member of the National Honor Society. He was a member of student government, also a member of debate, basketball, and the cross-country teams. He was a member of band, jazz band, and orchestra. And in 2001, he was the state Lincoln Douglas debate champion, where he placed 7th in the national debate contest. Little more from the yearbooks. Take a look at what an 18-year-old Jason Baskin looked like. Education history. Jason graduated from Austin High School in 2002. He holds a BS degree in marketing from the University of Minnesota, Carlson School of Management, which he earned in 2006, and a Master of Business degree from the University of Minnesota Duluth in 2013. Some career achievements and awards. Jason is the member of the Austin City Council since 2018. He is instrumental in the development of and implementation of Austin as a welcoming community. He's a member of the Austin Port Authority on the Executive Committee of the Development Corporation of Austin, DCA, and a member of Apex Austin. He volunteered as a youth soccer coach and debate judge, and he's also a mentor. He is the director of marketing of SPAM at Hormel Foods. A little bit of philosophy that has guided Mr. Baskin and some advice to the students of Austin High School. Put your energy into the people and things that make you happy and fulfilled. Reflect every day on the moments that make you smile, especially with family and friends. They are what life is truly about. You're going to have setbacks, and when you do, you have to use these as learning experience to grow from. Dream big, that's the key to maximizing your own potential, and enjoy the journey. Please welcome Jason Baskin, distinguished alumni inductee, up to the podium.
Good morning. I want to start by saying thank you to the Alumni and Friends Association for this incredible, incredible honor. I am so deeply humbled to be a distinguished alumni of Austin High School and to join a group of people who include so many folks who I grew up looking up to and hoping to emulate one day. So it means just a tremendous amount to me. And I'm also very humbled because I am proud to have grown up in Austin and have graduated from Austin High School. Austin's a great place, and it gives you a great foundation for success. It's small enough that you can get involved in a lot of different things, but it's also big enough to give you incredible opportunities. We've got a world-class medical cancer research institute right here in Austin, Minnesota. We have a multi-billion-dollar Fortune 300 global branded food company headquartered right here in Austin, Minnesota. And we have incredible diversity, cultural, socioeconomic, and national origin that you don't get in many medium to small communities. So Austin gives everyone a great foundation for success, and I know has played a major role in helping me be successful. The main point I want you to take away from today is that every one of you has the potential to do great things. Every one of you. And your job in life is to maximize that potential and the potential of the world around you. And as I think about maximizing potential, I want to share 4 pieces of advice that I've picked up along the way that I wish I would have known when I was sitting in your shoes as a student right here at Austin High School. The first piece of advice is to embrace the people who are willing to help you unlock your potential. You are surrounded by so many people who love you and care about you, who want to see you do well. And a lot of times they can see things in you that you would never see in yourself. As I think about my own journey, I was never the most popular kid in school. I was kind of a dork. I didn't have a lot of confidence, and I didn't really know what my path was going to be. And then I went to 8th grade, and I had Mr. Dewey Sharp as a teacher who saw something in me and saw a gift to be successful in this activity called debate. And so he encouraged me to go out for it. And over the years, working with Mr. Shara and with Mr. Fetzik, who was the head coach at the time, I not only learned skills that made me into a championship nationally ranked debater, but are skills like public speaking and analytical thinking and confidence that I use day in and day out in my work in business and my work in government. I think about Coach Fadness and the lessons that he taught me about how maximizing potential is not just about maximizing your own potential, but the role that you play to maximize the potential of a team. I was not the world's greatest basketball player. I knew I was not getting in unless we were up by about 30 points with 2 minutes to go. But that was okay, because what Coach Fadness made clear is that wasn't my role on the team. My role on the team was to work my butt off, was to push the starters to as hard as I could in practice, and to be the best, most enthusiastic cheerleader on the bench to make sure that our team kept their spirits up and kept our energy up, so that I could still make an impact and help maximize the potential of the overall team, whether I got onto the floor that night or not. You are surrounded by so many people. They could be teachers, they could be coaches, parents, family, friends. They can see potential in you that you have never seen in yourself. Embrace those people, listen to those people, because I can tell you, they will change your life. Second piece of advice, set your goals high. Make a plan to achieve them, and then be okay adjusting your plan as you go. You've got to set your goals high. Too often we believe that we can't do something, or I don't know if that's something for me. It takes just as much work to do something hard as it does to do something big. So you might as well do something big. And as you do it, you've got to set a plan once you set that goal high for how you're going to go accomplish it. If there's something that you want to do, don't just go, I hope I can get there. Hope is not a strategy. You've got to make sure that you put together a plan and talk to the people who know what they're talking about, go do the research and figure out what are the steps that you need to take in order to achieve that goal, because you can do anything if you work hard enough, and don't ever let anybody tell you differently. And as you make that plan, what you've got to realize, Eisenhower was the one that said, planning is essential, plans are worthless. It's that process of setting a plan that you've got to be willing to adjust. Every 5-year plan I've had in life has turned out a little bit different, but that's okay because they've all turned out better because I've opened myself up for opportunities as I've gone. Full disclosure, I never thought I would come back to Austin, Minnesota. When I was sitting in your shoes, listening to the distinguished alumni speakers in 2002, I would have told you I'd be in New York or DC or Boston or somewhere out there. But as I went through and I studied, I got an opportunity to come back and work for a company called Hormel Foods, running multi-million-dollar businesses, being intellectually stimulated and challenged, and working with incredible people. And I found out I really like it. And as I went, I met a girl, and I realized that she made me a better person together than I was ever capable of being on my own. And so as we got married and we started to raise our girls, Ava and Olivia, who are in the audience here today, that part of the plan changes a little bit as well, and you realize that you're living for something more than just your own individual self, but you're living for your family and making a positive impact on the community and world around you. There's a myth that life is this linear, straight path. You go from 10th grade to 11th grade to 12th grade, and then you go from A to B. That's not how the real world works. You're going to have setbacks. You're going to have challenges. You're going to make left turns. Keep your goals set high, and I can guarantee you that I still have my goals set high. Make that plan, but be willing to adjust as you go, because life is going to be much richer for it. Third piece of advice for you is get involved. Get involved. The world is desperate for people to get involved and do something to make a positive impact. Decisions are made by those who show up. Impacts are made by those who show up. So if you are interested in something, you're interested in a cause or an organization or an area of the world that you want to make a positive impact, show up and volunteer. Because the second that you show up and help, it all of a sudden creates this snowball effect and opens up more and more opportunities. As I think about my path to being elected to city council, it didn't start with some grand vision. It started with moving back to Austin and having somebody go, hey, would you be willing to help out with the Red Cross? And I went, sure. Want to do something to positively impact the community? I'll do that. My time on the Red Cross led to me being appointed to the Human Rights Commission. My time on the Human Rights Commission led to me being ultimately the chairman of the Human Rights Commission. And the work that myself and so many other people did led to me ultimately being asked to run for a city council seat and winning that election. And I now get the opportunity to advocate for our community and our region and our country in ways that I never would have imagined. And it all started with getting involved. So if you're interested, go out and get involved. Take that first step. And fourth and final piece of advice to maximize your potential and the potential of the world around you: enjoy the journey. The destination's important. Setting your goals high is really, really important. But the richness of life comes from the journey as you go through there. Full disclosure, I have not always been great at this. I think my wife would tell you that I probably too often over the years have been focused on the destination. But as I think back about the moments in life that are really important, it's the journey that makes the difference. When I think about being a student at Austin High School, I don't remember the tests and the subjects that we studied and things like that. I remember hanging out with friends, playing cards, driving around. I remember homecoming. This is a good time in your life. Soak it in and embrace it, because you never get to do it again. And as I think about my own journey growing up in Austin, Minnesota, I've gotten the opportunity to do things that you are all capable of as well, that I never would have imagined. I've sat on the speaker's balcony of the U.S. Capitol talking to members of Congress, advocating for issues of national importance. I've given speeches at the state capitol in Minnesota talking with legislatures about things that are impacting our community. I've had the opportunity for work to travel to far-flung locations like Tokyo and Seoul, Hawaii and Los Angeles, and so many more. I've walked the red carpet with celebrities at a Broadway show in New York City. These are things that I had no idea were in front of me growing up in Austin, Minnesota. But it's not just the big things, it's the little things too. It's having a cup of coffee at the lake. It's sitting there taking a walk with your dog and throwing the ball. It's hanging out with your parents, hanging out with your friends. Enjoy those little moments, enjoy the journey, and be open to making sure that you're maximizing the memories that you create during that time. So in conclusion, every one of you has the potential to do great things. Your job, your obligation in life is to maximize that potential and the potential of the world around you. So embrace the people who are willing to help you unlock that potential. Set your goals high, make a plan, and be willing to evolve your plan as life goes on and you face setbacks and new information. Get involved and enjoy the journey. If you do those things, I have no doubt that you have tremendous potential to unleash and absolutely maximize. Again, incredibly honored to be a distinguished alumni, incredibly proud to be a graduate of this fine institution. Thank you again for everything, and have a wonderful, wonderful homecoming.
Jason, your advice to the students of Austin High School says you can do anything if you set your mind to it and work hard enough. That is the key to maximizing your potential. So, on behalf of the Austin High School Alumni and Friends Association, I congratulate you on being one of this year's distinguished alumni. Congratulations.
Gertrude Ellis Skinner, class of 1881. What happened in the year 1881? The American Red Cross was established by Clara Barton. The Greatest Show on Earth is formed by Barnum and Bailey. The first edition of the Los Angeles Times is published, and I see that we have that duplicated, so that was an important one. And finally, the Boston Symphony Orchestra gave its first concert. The year 1880-1881 at Austin High School for Gertrude. She graduated from Austin High School in 1881, and then went on and graduated from Winona Normal College in 1882, which is now known as Winona State University. Career achievements and goals. She was a former teacher in Austin, California, Hawaii, and Nebraska. She was the first female superintendent of Mower County, overseeing 130 school districts, 4,068 students, and 150 teachers. She oversaw the creation of 90 school libraries in Mower County. She was the associate editor of the Austin Daily Herald, and also the Mower County Centennial Queen in 1956. Some philosophy that guided Gertrude and some advice to the students of Austin High School. She was not a woman who waited around for anyone to give her an opportunity, but instead made her own way in the world, seeking knowledge as a true educator and sharing her talents with many. She helped organize the Sunshine Society, an organization that helped the less fortunate. She donated the burning bush at Ellis Junior High, now middle school, in honor of her father, Allen V. Ellis. The burning bush is still at Ellis. It is moved from the outside to the inside where it sits inside the front entrance of Ellis Middle School. Here are some pictures of Gertrude in her home. Fun fact about her home stood on what is now Ellis Middle School. That land was given to construct that school for Austin, and then there on the top left is the burning bush that sits inside Ellis. Gertrude Ellis Skinner, class of 1881, and to speak on her behalf is Randy Forrester.
Thank you for inviting me today to accept this award on behalf of Gertrude. I just have a few notes that I want to share with you today. As the executive director of the Mower County Historical Society, I proudly accept this distinguished award on behalf of Gertrude Ellis Skinner. Gertrude truly was an amazing woman with deep roots associated to Austin. After graduating from Austin Public Schools, she became a teacher, a superintendent, a businesswoman, an editor, a writer, a philanthropist, a public speaker, and a cherished member of the community. She traveled around the world extensively multiple times during her life and always wanted to share her experiences with others, knowing quite well that most people growing up in Austin will never have the opportunity to see the things that she saw with her own two eyes. Fun fact, the first time she traveled around the world, she was 23 years old and went on a 14-month tour of Europe, Palestine, and Egypt. This was in 1889. Over the past few years, I have done some extensive research on Gertrude Ellis Skinner, and the more I learn about her, the more I am amazed about all of the things she was able to accomplish during her 94 years on this earth. We have several photographs of her, and we even have one of her hats at the Historical Society. I even wrote a play about Gertrude last year so that more people could learn about her extraordinary life by hearing some of the actual words that she wrote and were published in the Austin Daily Herald. I'd like to take a few moments to share two such passages that she wrote so that you can get a sense of what Gertrude was really like. The first is from 1956, when she was being honored as Austin's Centennial Queen. Be it known to all that I am not a candidate for Queen of the Oldsters. No woman in her right mind would publicize her age, especially that she was not only old, but the oldest woman to be born in Austin. To be chosen for beauty, talent, charm, as a good cook or good housekeeper would be an honor greatly to be desired. But to be selected simply because you are old is nothing short of hard luck. In fact, I was drafted for this honor, and at such a late date, I had no time to prepare royal notes, and the committee did not indicate it had provided any money for this purpose, as is the custom with all other queens. Nonetheless, I had no choice but to accept. Not wishing to embarrass the committee and eager to do my part in the celebration, I appeared as an uncrowned queen. I went not as a victor, but as a victim, knowing that I would forever be known as the oldest woman in Austin traveling on her own power. I leave you today with a few sentences from another letter that she wrote on February 18th, 1960, only a few weeks before she passed away. The entire letter was published next to her obituary on the day she died in the Austin Daily Herald. This is only a section of the letter. Dear ones, I am troubled by my relatives and friends asking me to tell them how I am. I have not gone into detail, for it harrows up feeling and does no good to either of us. So I've decided, if my pen and myself hold out, to make a clean breast of it and then drop it until there is some drastic change. Life these days is black and bright. I shall endeavor to make the black no blacker, and not to brighten up the bright. I have friends galore who make me feel that friendship, if not the greatest thing in the world, is second best. I have no financial worries, enough for all my needs, and the comforting thought that I have been able to make the roads a little less rough for others. I live with this prayer in my heart. Strengthen me for today until the shadows lengthen and the evening comes, when the busy world is hushed and the fever of life is over and our work is done. Then, in thy mercy, to enter into rest and everlasting peace. With love, Gertrude.
Gertrude was not a woman to wait around for anyone to give her an opportunity. She made her own way in the world, and she created her own opportunities. So Randy, on behalf of the Austin High School Alumni and Friends Association, I congratulate Gertrude and thank you for accepting her Distinguished Alumni Award this year.
Before we end this part of the program, we are pleased to bring back the Austin High School Choir, who will sing Austin High Gives Hail to Thee. Congratulations to this year's inductees. All right, moving on to the next part of the program, we are going to have a school-wide food packing event outside on the east lawn, as many of you probably noticed walking in this morning. I'm going to have Emily Hovland come on up here, and she's going to give a little bit of detail on what's going to happen.